Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Truth Carpet. It is me, your girl, Simone Loud. If you know me really well, you will call me Monique. Of course, I am always with my bestie. Introduce yourself, girl. Say hi.
Hey, I'm Unique Love, and if you know me, you may call me that girl.
No one calls her that. What? Nobody calls you that.
Like, now, my name is Jaya. Hey, y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We back in your ear once again, 2 weeks later, and we back at it, man. Period. What's
Maybe greater.
I'm excited.
I like your Power Puffs.
Thank you.
You're
Braids are
welcome.
out and puffs are in, baby. And yes, these are mine. These are not fake puffs. This is my actual natural hair. So I'm
It's not
excited.
from Amazon.
These are my actual natural puffs growing out of my scalp. This is my hair. I'm actually very excited that Joy is growing. Yes, Joy is the name of my hair. So she's out and about, out of the braids, doing her natural thing right now. I was like, oh my gosh, my puffs look so good. I can't believe I've been thinking about cutting you again. But she take a lot of maintenance. She a lot of work. She thick, when I be trying to comb through her, so I'm like I'm through an apple. Like
Mm,
the hair is thick, but it looks so good, and she's healthy. Like being in protective style has been working for her, honey. It's like I
yes.
plopped. It literally does like I plop these on my head. When I go back to the school, the kids gonna be like, "Miss Loud, is that your?" Yes, it's my hair. Yes,
So, speaking of your hair and the topic that we're talking about today, when I was younger, I used to see women and girls with their hair either like that or just like one puff on the top. And I used to feel like crap, like, why isn't my hair like that? Like, then I found out they got it from the beauty supply store. And then they used to put the flour, like the puff or the bun, like the perfect little donut bun. That was the style too, with the flour on it. And then I found out. So my mom bought me some buns and some puffs from the beauty supply store too, because I'm like, I want my hair to look like that. The long ponytails. I thought their hair was long. No,
yeah.
it was
No,
from the beauty supply store.
I never forget in college. I had one of my favorite ponytails. It was a nice, thick, long ponytail, and we was at step practice one time. I went like that. Whoop, that thing flew across the room. I don't know if he was there, but I never forget that because
I'm sure
the
Trey said
ponytail
something.
was so he did. The ponytail was so thick and long, but it looked like my natural hair, so everybody thought it was mine. And so that thing, like, I'm glad it flew off in practice and not in class. Like or walking down the promenade, I turned my head and that so said bye.
Oh
Like
my God. That's hilarious.
oh
That reminds me of the time. I don't know if I said it on a podcast before. When me, you, Priscilla, and I forget who else was with us. We were in Harlem, and then you and I did Did we do sweet traditional or goddess? We did goddess, and I did that in my wig.
yes.
I was like, oh my God, I'm glad nobody was recording me, because you know how people be with their phones out when they see something. Oh my God, whole wig fell off, but it was a laughing moment. That joke was hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. I can laugh at it now, but then I was like, oh shit. I definitely put my ponytail back on though. 'Cause I was like, look, the show must go on, but my ponytail gotta go back on my head.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
But anywho, we are glad to be back. I'm excited because well, yesterday was the warmest it's been since the sun has been out for spring, y'all. It was 78 in New York. I was like, such a great day to be outside. It was such a great day for me. I walked 10 miles. It was so
Nice.
nice. It was a great day for walking. Walked over the Manhattan Bridge through Manhattan, and then by the end walked over to back over the Brooklyn Bridge on the other side and came back into Brooklyn. It was a really, really nice walk. Took some stops along the way, so it didn't really feel like it wasn't just like just walking. It was like
Hmm.
I walked, I stopped, took some photos, took some videos, had something to eat. Like it was a really, really nice walk. Not something that I'll do every weekend, but every so often, like taking like nice long walks like that. It was really,
Hmm.
really nice. And I got to see parts of the city that I've actually never seen before, or like coming from a different direction. Like, oh, I didn't know this was here. Like, oh, let me come back to this place. for like certain things, like, ooh, I want to come back over here to eat. So like just seeing just new things, being in a different area that I've never noticed before, just being going
Mm-hmm.
around like different parks. Like I literally saw a lot of stuff that I've literally never seen, and I've been in New York almost 4 years now. So that was nice. Aside from me, getting my steps in, feeling a lot healthier, the sun being out and it being warm, having Joy out. She enjoyed her day as well. But just the but discovering new things, and then like tapping back into the photographer in me, like just taking like nice remnant photos. That was very very nice day. And then I ended it with my favorite thing. I went and got me some Mexican food. Tacos and margaritas, nachos and margaritas. Love me some Mexican food. One of my favorite spots. Cause hey, being out here in New York, I was like, if I find a spot that got some good Mexican food, I'm gonna go there all the time and order the same thing because
Mm-hmm.
good Mexican food is hard to come by. I mean, it ain't home. Cause Cali, I haven't yet to find a place that could really touch home when it comes to Mexican food. So this one spot, I will continue to go there, order the same thing. They give you a nice portion. It's a good price. And it makes me happy, fulfilled. But I do be thinking, damn, I can't wait till I go back home to go to that taco truck. I be missing home when it comes to the Mexican food. Shout out to home, man. My sisters know. My family know.
Oh
My
my
family
God.
know. I remember one time when I first moved out here, there was a Mexican spot right by my place, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try it out." They had the nerve to have a sign up there that said Baja California. I should have known better, but I had just moved here. I had no idea. It was the worst burrito I ever had in my life. It
But
was
that's the same with everything. Every place has its niche. So like when I first moved to Atlanta, the Chinese food was trash. And then anywhere you go or anywhere I've gone, having I'll say authentic Americanized Chinese food, because that Chinese food is not real Chinese food. Um, it's not the same. And then the same thing about pizza. When we went to Pizza Hut after step practice, I ordered wings. They gave me basically baked wings
the
with
through talk.
sauce dropped on it. I'm like, you're supposed to put it back into the oven after you cook it. Like, this is not hot wings. This is wings with hot sauce on it. Like, that's not the same. So we all come from different places where we're used to different things. So I have more examples. Pizza. I only go to Queen's Pizza. I only go to specific pizza places. I don't want no Papa John's pizza. That's not real pizza. So everybody has their own thing where you want something authentic, but it's only for me. One time that I had something that was truly authentic, my dad and I were in North Carolina driving around for this truck known as Brick City Truck. And my dad was like, I got to try this because I heard he's really from North. And we tried the food. It was, I forget what I had, but my dad's food was good. My food was good. The drink was good. Like it was a Uptown um, with the lemonade and the iced tea mixed together. Um, we had that, and I was like, okay, yeah. And he knew the streets. He was like, I grew up from here, this, that. My dad was like, who's your mom? Who's your mom? Like they were having those kind of conversations. So yeah, that's the only time I think it's authentic, when somebody is moving from one place to another place and they bring their ingredients or whatever. And that's probably why you have good Mexican food, because a lot of Mexicans are in California.
That's what I'm saying, and that is a known fact. All right, Mexico, right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh gosh. Have you tuned into anything that you've mentioned over the last few episodes as far as like, working out and all of those things? Let the people know. Have you committed to the things that you've said you're going to do?
I have. So I know for sure the thing that I mentioned, well, two things: reading and working out. So one thing and not overeating. So actually, those three things I have tapped in. The reading, not so much, because I feel guilty. Like, okay, I'm supposed to be at work giving them something, I feel bad if I'm sitting at my desk reading. So I haven't really done that. Even though I feel like I had downtime. While at work, I do have the downtime, but while at home, excuse me, I don't have the downtime because I'm trying to do chores and catch up on rest. But I have worked out, I think, 3 times this week. Um, and I haven't been overeating. The only thing that was weird this week was coming back from Europe and then eating American food. Like, so my food at home, cooking it, I was fine. But when I ordered out, I ordered pizza. And when I was there on my trip, it didn't matter if I had cheese, ice cream, like anything that I wouldn't eat here or my stomach would get upset here. It didn't over there. So that was the only thing. But I didn't overeat. Like even I ordered so many Girl Scout cookies, and yesterday, like earlier on, I had like 3 small little cookies, and then for dinner snack, I had two little cookies. So I was like, okay. So I haven't been overeating, and I've been working out, which is great. But that's to answer your question. I did want to give an update, like a regular check-in, which is my highlight for this week was going out with my big sister Trish. So Trish, if you don't know, we went to CAU together. She was a grade above us. She was on the step team the year before us, like everything. So she basically adopted me as her little sister when going to CAU. And right now she's back and forth between Georgia and New York. So she's here now, and we kept canceling because of different things going on, but we finally got to get together this week. And first of all, I was really appreciative and happy that she came to Jersey, because a lot of people um, who I know in New York, they always want to choose a place in New York. No one ever seems to want to venture out to New Jersey to spend time here. And I get it. In New York, there's more options, later times and everything. Or if one place is not popping, you can go to another place. But as a person that's coming from Jersey, we have stuff here too. Like, yeah, you may have to drive or commute uh, a little bit more, but we have things too. So it was really fun for her to come here and me to drive her. This was the first time she was ever in my car, and like us in the car together, and I'm the driver. So that was kind of fun. And catching up with her is always great. We're always laughing, having some tea to give to each other. And we went to one of my favorite restaurants, which is Top's Diner. And it was funny when I text her the options, she chose Top's because she saw the drinks and she was like, "Oh, this looks good. I gotta go here." And I was like, okay, the title says Top's Diner, but when you're there, it doesn't feel like a quote unquote diner experience. And when we were there, she was like, "Oh, this lit. Oh, they got the vibes. Oh, they got this. Oh, this is good." Ooh. And it felt good to be that person to pick the restaurant, for her to be in my hometown, my home city, and for her to have a great time, and to say that she looks forward to coming over the bridge again. That warmed my heart for her to have that experience. And I was like, "Yeah, bring Asha, bring everybody." She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to have brunch tomorrow. I might come back to Top tomorrow." So I know she really had a great time, and it felt good to have somebody experience something in my city. So that's the highlight within these 2 last weeks that stood out to me.
Yes, absolutely. And then one thing I do want to add too, I'm almost done with my book. I'm not done yet, but I've been squeezing it in on my way to work and on my way home. That's been the best time for me to squeeze in my reading.
Reading a book. Hmm.
Yep, reading my book. So I'm almost done. Even though I was on it doing like, a one book a month before, but that's okay. As long as I'm actually like doing the thing, I realize just a little bit at a time. Whether that's with like tasks that I'm trying to accomplish, little pieces at a time. Little piece, little tiny little chunks to get to the bigger picture. So I'm like
Yeah.
I'm enjoying, taking things step by step, especially with all that I have going on, cuz baby girl got a lot going on, but she's making it happen. So I'm actually proud of myself on that end, still feeding into the things that I love, because we could easily fall out of things that we enjoy to do because we have a lot going on. So I'm like, I'm glad I'm still finding the time to making time to really tap into the things that I love to do to still keep that piece of my sanity. Because hey, life gets tough and we gotta keep on going. So
Hmm.
so hopefully by the next episode, I'll be saying my book is done. I'm on the next one. That's my goal, because that's how close I am to the end of the book. I think I got like maybe 10 chapters left, so I feel like I can. Let's see, I can get there. But yes, anything else you want to add before I go on into the rundown?
Nope. Just hoping my voice make it through this episode because I feel like it's going away.
You
Allergy
just
season is trash. That's why I'm muting myself because I'm like trying to clear my throat.
Yeah, girl. You know how it is around this season, girl. You already know what it is. I had to buy during my walk yesterday. I had to stop and get some allergy pills. So like, what was I thinking? Walking out of the house without being prepared. No nasal spray. Didn't take no allergy pill. Nothing. So definitely gotta maintain that health during this spring time, because that pollen is gonna be popping. All
But the
right.
thing about it is, before when I was complaining about being very tired, I think it's because of the allergy pills. Like I can't take the wimpy stuff. I have to take the strong stuff, and that strong stuff has me very fatigued. Like I feel healthier, but I'm tired, so I have to pick my battle. I don't know, but I'm ready to move on to the next part.
All right, well, heading on into the rundown for season 6, episode 4. Into this icebreaker, we're going to be discussing if we had an extra hour in each day, how would we spend it? What would we do? What do we need in our life to have that one extra hour? Have that 25 instead of the 24. Tap in to find out. Then heading on over into Suite 223, Yaskis is going to be giving us some poetry. So make sure you tune in so you can hear her voice because we haven't heard it in a while. So she's going to be blessing the mic. And then heading on over into our hot topic segment, it's just going to be us, Yaya and I, Love Loud, talking about FOMO, the fear of missing out. Have you ever had it? Do you understand what it means? What type of FOMO is out there? Because it's not just one type. You know what I'm saying? There's different types and reasons for the FOMO. So tune in to find out what we're talking about in that segment. Then heading on over into the dorm story segment, we're actually going to be discussing some back in the day FOMO or some things that may have happened in our lives that, we'd like to discuss and share with y'all about our lives in FOMO. Then heading on over into the last segment, into the announcement segment, make sure you tune in because there's always something for everybody. So make sure you tune in so you don't miss out on anything that Love Loud has for you. You know what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
I was trying to say to offer, but you said for you. That's why I can't try to synchronize with you because you just said something different.
I got to keep you on your toes.
My little fat toes.
All right. And without further ado, we're going to head into the icebreaker. Yeah, I knew what you was going to do.
It's time to break the ice on the mic. You can still hear it in my throat. Sounds funny. Yeah.
On the mic.
I'm not ready to sing the hot topics part. But anyway, we are now in the icebreaker segment where Moni and I will either answer a question or play a game. Today's question is if you could have. Oh, I'm on the wrong outline. I'm like, what the heck? That's from last week. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. If you had an extra hour in every day, how would you spend it? So we do get one extra hour and it's taken back each year. But if days were not 24 hours, if it just switched to 25 hours, what would you do with that extra hour?
As of right now, honestly, I would spend an extra hour doing my homework because
Mm,
being in school to get my doctorate, being in school full time, working full time, and then we also have the podcast. Life has been lifing. And
mm-hmm,
I've been having some weird like obstacles thrown in my way. At one point, my internet wasn't working for whatever strange reason. I feel like it was just some random obstacle tossed at me to give me more issues. I can't be in school. I can't record the podcast without internet.
mm-hmm,
So because of that, I started to fall behind. Granted, I'm making my work up, but like I said, working full time, being in school full time, and then falling behind and having to catch up, being tired, having long days, plus my commute, it's a lot. So I'm like, with that extra hour, I would definitely spend the time actually making sure that I'm tapping into my homework and getting a lot more done because I would be very grateful for that extra hour because I'd be tired. I'd be so tired. And most days I come home, like I can't spend a lot of time just like come straight home and go straight into the front of the computer. I need to take a break to unwind, wind down. But usually by the time I do that, take a little hour to myself to do what I need to do. I've been like, dang, it's almost time to go to bed by the time I get home. So I just be like, having that extra hour, I definitely be grateful for it. Because school is super important to me. Like I'm not trying to get this degree just because I'm not doing it for fun. Like I'm actually doing it because I see it beneficial towards my career and the things that I want to do. So yes, an extra hour for school, please and thank you.
And even if you were doing it for fun, that's your business.
I'm not spending that kind of money on fun. Absolutely not.
I
No.
mean, I'm saying, and even if you were doing it for fun, that's your business. If I had an extra hour each day, that's honestly is a hard question to answer. But I think the way that you started your answer um, is makes sense. For me, it depends on where I am in life. So I feel like the spring yaya is different than the winter yaya is different than the summer yaya, like different phases, career wise, everything. But if I had to give an ultimate answer, it would be spending it on myself. Um, because commute. My commute is wild. It takes about like 3 hours and 30 minutes each day total to commute. Then thinking about getting ready for work, unwinding from work. When I come home, I don't want to just automatically turn on my appliances to cook or prep and everything. I want to sit down for a while. Yes, I got off at 5, but I'm just getting home at 6:30, 6:45. Now it's like, dang, it's already 7 o'clock. Like, I just feel like I don't really have much time for myself, especially if I'm deciding to do something with someone after work or be somewhere at a certain time. It's like I'm always going and I'm finding myself exhausted before it's even nighttime. So whether that's an extra hour to sleep, to meal prep, to watch Real Housewives, whatever, I need that to pour back into myself because I get so tired by Tuesday or Wednesday and it's like, dang, we're not even halfway through the week or anything. Or in on weekends I'm sleeping in and I feel like I'm wasting time that I should be enjoying, but it's because I'm so tired from everything else that happened throughout the week. So I would take that time, whether that day is me meal prepping or catching up on trash TV or reading or resting, whatever that looks like for me, it will be me time,
Mhm.
not doing something else, but just feeding back to myself. I need that.
Yes, absolutely. Being an adult, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's tiring. Adulting is
Hmm.
tiring. Take it back. Not 100% though. Like I love my life and the things that I do, but having to juggle a lot of things is very eye opening. You're like, damn. Like sometimes I think back to like my mom having me and my sister, but her also me and my her sister and my sisters, but then also like she having to go to work and finding time for herself. Like, Ma, how did you juggle all of these things at the age that you were? And I'm here, this young tenderoni, as this young, little thing. No kids. I'm in school. I have my work. It's just me that I have to worry about, and I feel exhausted. So I just like I have a new appreciation when I think about the things that my mom had to do and where she got to where she is, but she had us too. So it's just like, oh man, I try not to complain, but hey, life be hard. Life really do be hard sometimes. And some people just, tap into things differently or feel things differently when they're going through something. Which is why, like I said before in the check-in, like I just appreciate when I'm able to just tap into those things that I love because it helps to keep me going instead of
Hmm.
feeling like so overwhelmed all the time. Just having things that I love that I tap into, at least once a day, something that I'm like, okay, this is for me, this makes me happy, aside from school, because yes, I like school, but just something that keeps me like sane and whole, just that makes me feel like that. Just
Centered.
yes, yes.
I just feel like um the extra hour will do me good too because I don't like doing any mini miny mo on what I'm going to spend my time on. Like I feel like I only have 2 hours to myself, and I beat myself up for like if I'm not in bed by 10 or 10:30. Like, oh, but I'm trying to be a human. I'm trying to not have any responsibilities, so I'm chugging through 5 days a week of being disciplined and trying to go to bed on time, then beating myself up for being on Instagram or doing whatever or staying up late trying to watch TV. Then I tell myself it's okay to go to bed. You can watch tomorrow, but then tomorrow I'm doing the same cycle. It's a lot. So I just
Mhm.
if I can just decide have the extra hour to not say, am I gonna go to the gym or am I gonna read? Am I gonna do laundry or am I gonna hang out? Like why can't I do all of it? It's just a lot. So I would like if America and these jobs could decide to have a 4-day work week, that would
That would
work
be
too.
that
But
would
only if I had an extra hour, I will pour it back into myself.
4-day work week and a 25-hour day.
Yes. So, guys, if and girls, if you're listening to our podcast and you have a response on what you would do with the extra hour, leave a comment on our Instagram page, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever platform lets you respond, YouTube. Feel free to leave a comment below to let us know what your response will be. And with
Yes,
that, we close our icebreaker segment.
yes. And now we are going to head on over into Sweet Two Two.
Hey y'all, I am Unique Love, also known as Yaskis, also known as That Girl, also known as Yaya.
Here we go, Lord. With the nickname. nicknames? Can we get to the
I
oh?
have a lot of nicknames. I'm also known as Baby
Okay.
Bob,
So who calls you
Babe.
that girl though? Let's answer that question since we brought it up again.
I call myself that girl when I win games, but nobody calls me that. So if you have an iPhone, you probably go through this thing where you're constantly deleting stuff from your phone to get more storage, or you're paying that $2.99 or $9.99 a month for extra storage. So what had happened was I was cleaning out, kept deleting pictures, and I finally realized I probably got some notes that need to be chucked. While deleting notes, I came across this. I don't know if it's a poem, a journal entry to myself, or what it was, but I found that it was fitting for today. So if this comes off choppy, it's because I just realized last week that I had this in my phone and I wanted to share it. It doesn't have a title, but here we go. When I was a child, I was penalized for tears I've cried. So by default, I've become desensitized in moments my emotions realize that what I'm feeling is paranormal. Stuck in the bullshit with no way to release it. Constipated with what I once anticipated will never happen to me. Denied by love a countless amount of times. By love, I was sought, and now I'm expected to be a sport. Girl, don't cry. You'll fall in love with another guy. Get over it. Poem.
Damn girl. It
I
was like
don't know.
like all right, shit, all right.
Get over it. Um, when I read it, I had that response too. I was like, dang, it just ended like that. So I don't know if I'm gonna, now that I see it's there, if I'm gonna add more to it. But when we came up with this topic for our podcast, y'all probably like, what the heck is the topic? We're talking about FOMO today. Um, one of my FOMO experiences is dating and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that later on, in another segment of this podcast. But when I'm reading this poem, I'm getting two things. Actually, pause. I'm moving too fast. Moni, what do you think about my poem or my journal entry, whatever it was?
Whatever it may have been, I'm like, shout out to the Yaya then because I definitely resonated with it. And I can see why you said that they related to this topic because it's almost like you find yourself in this place of damn again, like damn again, um, and finding yourself like it seems like you're constantly in this rotation of like starting over, doing it again, um, but also, I think that's also the beauty in life is hitting that restart button and starting again. But I think we don't find out till later in life, like being able having the opportunity to hit that restart button, how beautiful it can be, and understanding why you had to do it to begin with, and being able to sit with that. So that's what it made me think about. Yes, starting over, but starting over can be a beautiful thing. And then being able to reflect on what you were starting over from
Mm-hmm.
and how you've grown from that past experience and how it built you into the person you are today, knowing whether it was a bad thing, it could have been a good experience, but still hitting that restart button, knowing, that either I'm never going to take that bullshit again or knowing moving forward, that's something that I want to implement into my life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's what my mind was going, the beauty in starting over, the beauty in starting over.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's where it was. But then the end, I was like, shit, get over.
So hard.
I will. Shoot, you gotta yell at
So that part. So the last part where it says, "Girl, don't cry. You'll fall in love with another guy," is in quotations. Um, I don't remember where I was, what I was doing. And unfortunately, oh, actually, this is from 2018. I forgot when you tap the little note thing, it tells you the original date. So this is from 2018. I don't remember where I was or what I was going through, but reading it now makes me think of, um, if you remember other poems that I did when I said my family said I couldn't cry. So I feel like shit, if I was emotional, if I cried, I would have to hide. Why are we cutting ourselves off from natural human emotions? When we were babies, our parents coddled us and held us. It's okay and let us cry. But then as we get older, you're weak for crying or you're less than for crying. And then also too, my nephew fell recently and he was like, I can see in his face that he wanted to cry, now he was hurt, but the automatic response from the other adults were in the room was, "You're okay, right? That didn't hurt, right?" Why don't we just ask him, "How do you feel?" or "Are you okay?" opposed to giving him an answer, because his answer was, "I'm okay," until I said, "Did you hurt yourself? Do you want to cry?" And then he said he did hurt himself, and then they saw he was bleeding. So why are we desensitizing the, the human experiences? And then with the dating, I get really frustrated when, like, you want to talk to your friends about your dating experiences or cutting off friends or things that don't go right, and they always want to sugarcoat and say, "Oh, that one done, another one coming in 15 minutes." Like, "Oh, you're gonna find somebody better." It's like, but I'm sulking right now. Let's talk about right now and how I feel. Why are we always, no matter whether you hurt yourself physically, emotionally, financially, whatever it is, trying to desensitize and take away that emotional feeling and just quickly put a band-aid? Let's let the wound heal. Let's put some alcohol, clean it up, figure out how to not get that wound again.
Can we put some peroxide on?
Peroxide. Some, clean up the bacteria instead of trying to heal, hide the wound so fast. So that's what I'm thinking now. But I do want to add a little bit more onto that piece, whether it was it feels like a poem because there's a lot of rhyming going on. But yeah, I don't know what was happening in 2018, but shout out to that. Yeah, at that time.
Yeah, I love finding old notes. I was actually going through my notes the other day, and I have a lot of one-liners. Like
Me
I'll have like
too.
come to mind, I write it down. I'm like, oh, that's fire. I think I was on the phone with you. I was like, oh, that's good. I was like, oh, I gotta write something. I gotta write something based on that. Oh, that's good. So I have like in my notes, I have a folder for stories that I want to write, like concepts and ideas that I have for like scripts that I want to see turned into movies. But then I
Hmm.
also have one for poetry. Then I also have one for just like journal entries. And sometimes I'll go back and I'm like, why didn't I finish that? But I'm like, even though it's one line, that shit hit. Like, but it's definitely inspirational to go back and look at your own work and then, try to figure out how you want to tap back into it. So yeah,
Hmm.
thank you
Tap,
so
tap,
much.
tap me.
Hey, 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 hey. But I look forward to hearing when you decide to go back and reworkshop that, I want to
Yeah.
hear a little more,
Actually, since you say that, I'm going to pin the note so it's on the top because it's in the 2018 section. I scrolled for that. I was really deleting stuff, y'all. But yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. I loved it. Thank you for sharing.
Of course. And now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to our hot topics segment.
Yes, with the pollen trying to mess you up and everything, you still hit that note, girl. You
It's
still.
given T-Boz. Y'all, we are in our half segment. This is a love loud episode. We don't have any guests, but I do want to give a shout out to Moni's little sister Kiki
Hey,
because
girl. Hey.
Simone's sister and dad are officially unofficial love loud management. And Kiki texted us asking, "Hey, did you guys do an episode on FOMO?" And I said, "Actually, we haven't, but that's actually a good topic."
Hmm.
So me and Moni are going to talk about FOMO today. And if you're listening and you've been living under a rock like Patrick, and you don't know what FOMO is, don't worry, Moni's got your back. She's going to tell you what that is.
Got you. So FOMO is the fear of missing out. So this is a feeling of anxiety or an unease that comes from believing you're missing out on something exciting, rewarding, or socially significant. It's the nagging worry that everyone else is having more fun, making better life choices, or experiencing something amazing without you.
Mm.
Okay? Without you. When you sitting there wondering like, damn, why wasn't I invited? Damn. Why can't I do those things? Damn. Why am I here and they're there?
Yep.
They be everywhere and I'm stuck here.
Stuck and feeling down about that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Not feeling good about missing out on things.
Absolutely. I've been there, done that. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's just go ahead and jump. Rip the band-aid off.
Rip the band-aid off. Okay, so FOMO can happen in different areas of your life. Socially, professionally, or digitally.
Digital.
That yeah, that's what I said. All right, go ahead, Moni. Take
All
it
right,
away.
so socially, could be, seeing friends at a party that you decided not to go to, but then you seeing all the fun that everybody's having, and you like, I should have went,
Or you weren't invited.
or you weren't invited, or you were not invited. Mm.
Dang,
Everybody
bummer.
had all this fun without you. I think the emphasis is on the without you because, like, if it's like,
Mm-hmm.
how are these things happening? I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
Then professionally, you think you should switch careers because it seems that, everybody's landing these dream jobs and you just, stuck where you are. But are you even making the move that you need to make in order to be in the position that you want to be in? Good question. I don't know. Questions that need answers. But then
Or
also
it could be that, or that you don't have the resources.
that part too.
Maybe I think if you're thinking FOMO is not just what am I doing wrong. It's like, dang, you seeing everybody else level up because they have the networking experience, or because they have the uncle that's the manager, or they have the clothes to be able to go to an interview, or the money to be able to catch the bus or get the ride to go to an interview, and you don't have that. Like, it could be different things. So it's not just the blame on self of I'm not trying to level myself up. It's, I think, for the professional one too, of like, I don't even have the groundwork to go to college. I can't afford to go to college to be able to become whatever it is that I want to become.
Because networking is a big thing too. I know I've had some opportunities where someone was just like, "Oh, this is a great person for this role," and they got hired that way, opposed to having to go through the process of like resume after resume and applying after applying, going through that process.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes networking and knowing somebody that's in the room, you don't always know somebody that's in the room.
Yeah.
Right. And then digitally feeling left out is when you miss a viral trend or a new TV show that everyone is discussing, or it could
Mm,
just be, that, social media. I'm going to add social media on that. Just like looking at things of people's life and how it plays out. And mind you, social media will lie to you, but looking at things and feeling as if like you're missing out on certain things in life because maybe you can't afford it, or like you're putting things off for now to do other things to better yourself, but looking at those things as if like I should be doing that right now too. I
yeah.
should be able to do that right now too.
Yep.
Can't all do everything at the same time, and looking at somebody else's life to determine where we should be is going to be the downfall.
Detrimental to your success and your livelihood.
What is it? The thief of joy. Thief of joy.
Dang, don't be stealing your hair.
I'm trying to remember what the quote is. It's gonna come to me later, but it's blank is the thief of joy, and that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's fun. It'll come to me later. Somebody in the
So,
probably listening, probably like, "Girl, it's right on the tip of your tongue. You know what it is."
what you were saying about, damn, oh my God, I forgot what I was going to say. It's based off what you said. But I do agree with what you said about the whole social media is a lie. Or is it, my post that I put recently is not a lie. I think it's some truth. It could be a lie, but it's not the whole story.
Mhm.
So like the things that we think in our head, kind of messes us up. Oh, you said afford the lifestyle that you see people living and everything like that. Dang, you think to yourself, I can't afford that. I remember when I was living at home with my mom, and if you love me, again, I am a Real Housewives junkie. I love Bravo, everything that comes on Bravo. I love that stuff. And my mom decided to get rid of cable because she was tired of paying for everything. So then I lost access to my aunt's account. I didn't know the password and I didn't want to ask her. So anyway, digitally, I felt like I was missing out because I'm used to watching those shows live and tweeting. And I love that. Like, I didn't know how much I loved it until it was gone. So now I had to wait until the next day. And I'm like, everybody already tweeted. I don't even want to tweet anymore because I look like a dweeb tweeting the next day when they saw the show 24 hours ago. Like, I done missed out. So I get that now. The digital part of it, I was definitely missing out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like trying to make it home to make sure I can watch the show so I can talk about it. Cause
Mm-hmm.
what show was it for me? I can't even think of the show right now.
106 in Park.
No. I mean, you didn't want to miss that video of the day. You ain't want to miss that.
Lil Bow Wow. Mm.
But just some shows to be able to talk about it the next day, because then you're like, hey, no spoilers. You should have watched
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep. That's
Oh, I
true.
remember it now. Comparison is the
He's a
thief.
thief of joy.
That's the quote. That is the quote. Comparison is the thief of joy, because the fear of missing out is all about comparison.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about comparison. The fear that someone is living better or more have a more fulfilling life than you do.
Yeah.
Um, because I've definitely had moments where like it's even happened with like times that I've wanted to go on vacation or I've been invited, like damn, I really want to go, but I literally don't have the money. But I've known some people because of the fear of missing out, knowing that they couldn't afford something, they went anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you on vacation with no money? Why are you in another country with no money and
Mm-hmm.
relying on other people to pay for you? I literally know that that happened to somebody. Like you shouldn't be going anywhere, whether it's out of the country, state to state. Like you should have some funds on you. You can't be relying on other people to do those things for you. You literally
So,
was scared to go, so scared to not go, fear of missing out on the fun that they were going to have, that you still decided to get on a plane
mm-hmm.
with no funds.
So yeah, 100% agree with you. Whether it's the trips, whether it's like, oh, you want to live on your own, you want to have this fancy car or the nicest devices that just came out, knowing that you can't afford it, your credit score is trash, your credit cards are, you can't even keep up with the minimum payment. Like it's just so many things, but some people don't have the, I don't even know. Is it wherewithal? Like they don't have the sense of, I wasn't raised to be in order, or maybe I was the kid that got picked on all the time, so I'm gonna find my way to mooch off of people. I learned that word in college because I ain't gonna say who they were talking about, but the boys used to always say, "Oh, this person broke up with her because she was a moocher," or "We don't want her to come to our party because she's a moocher." If you don't know what a moocher is, it's basically somebody that's like always taking. Like they always come into the party, eating up all the pizza, but they'll never bring no wings or they'll never pitch in any type of way. So I've heard too, like same thing with Moni said. I'm watching your stories, watching everything on social media, or even hearing you talk about, oh, I went to Bali, I went to Africa, I went to like, and I'm like, dang, I can't afford that. And we the same age. And then you hear from another person that went to that trip, yeah, she went, but this person had to pay for her dinner. This person paid for her to go to a party. Cause we ain't like, we're not those type of people that's just going to leave that person behind. It's like, well, dang, I'm sitting here wishing that I could go to those places too. You can't even afford it yourself. Like, so I had to talk to Yaya and say, don't compare, don't just listen to people, what they say and get jealous because you don't really know how they're getting those things. Like some people in relationships with people that they're not even happy with just because they want their bills paid or they want to go on these trips and stuff like that. So you dealing with this person you're not even physically, sexually, intellectually attracted to, but they got the funds and they're going to pay for these adventures that you want to go on. So I
Yeah.
resonate with that perspective too.
Because as I'm thinking about it too, because I'm like my 20s compared to my 30s, I feel like FOMO hit heavy in the 20s because I really don't feel like it hits for me right now because I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
have so much going on for myself that it's a matter of like I'm gonna do what I need to do to get to where I need to be, and they had a great time. I love that for them. And I'm gonna be doing that at some point. It's not to say that
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna be able to do those things. I just can't do it right now. But I think also being in my early 20s and just wanting to do all the things and wanting to have fun and wanting to turn up and literally feeling as if like no, I gotta be there. I want to have fun too. I don't want to not go and then hear everybody talking about how they had so much fun and how you should have been there, and just be wanting to be able to have that experience.
Yeah, I can relate to that too. From teens to somewhere in my 20s. For me, my understanding is before I was comparing myself to others, or not so much competing with others, but like seeing what they have, whether it's people in their lives, things in their lives, experiences in their lives. Why don't I have that? Why don't I have enough? Why don't like comparing that? But now at this age is comparing myself, I'm my own competition, not with friends, not with people that I see on social media. It's the same thing like, oh, I love that for you, double tap. Oh, I love that you're experiencing this, double tap, or whatever the case may be. But for me, okay, I want to go here. I'm going to start saving for this, or I want to do this. I don't have a sugar daddy. I don't have anybody footing these bills. I'm not the person that's just going to go like, oh, I got the plane ticket to go. But when I get there, I'm going to eat off Moni's plate, or I'm going to try to sneak into the party and hop the gate. Like, no, that's not me. So yeah, it's for me now, it's like, okay, how am I gonna get there? And no comparison. Opposed to me earlier, it was still, how am I gonna get this? But why don't I have that? Like comparing and beating myself down for what I don't have because of what I assume other people have. So let's move on to the next part.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm at the big age where I'm like, oh my God, where are these acronyms coming from? Every day it's another one. Now we saying YNs and all these other
That
crazy
part. For
acronyms
a
for
minute, I was
everybody.
like, is YN what I think it is? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is what you think it is. But FOMO is actually an acronym standing, like what Moni said, fear of missing out. And it populated in the 2000s. I don't know what year. This is from AI, Google AI. Thank you for letting me know this stuff. So it gained its popularity in the 2000s, coinciding with the rise of social media, where people are constantly exposed to others' activities and experiences. So with that, I remember specifically, I didn't really care for Valentine's Day.
Mm.
Like, I really did not care for Valentine's Day. But I don't know. I think it was Khloe Kardashian, but it was other stars too, getting these big teddy bears and balloons all over the room and flowers galore and a nice bag. And I was like, damn, like, I want to experience a Valentine's Day like that. And it was on Valentine's Day that I saw that post, and I'm like, I felt fine coming into work with my little pink outfit on and don't have a significant other, don't have a Valentine's Day, no plans to celebrate Valentine's Day or nothing until I saw that post. And then I felt like poop because I'm seeing other people getting treated with all these things. It could have been maybe Khloe Kardashian bought that stuff for herself, but I'm seeing that she's getting these things. So I felt like I was missing out because I'm seeing other people get treated with these special things that if I did get them, I would have loved it, but I was fine before I saw that post.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel. I know I've definitely had some moments where I've been looking at things on social media, like people with their like different like proposals or like little date nights, like things that people have been posting. I'll be like, I'm not gonna hold you. There have been moments where I've been like, must be nice, like
In a salty way.
in a very salty way. Like I used to be like, why can't I have something like that? Am I not good enough to have somebody to treat me well? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how it made how it used to make me feel to just see people just, out like having a good time with their significant other and wondering like, why can't I have anything like that? This is just not my time. It's
Mm-hmm.
when is that gonna be me? What is it? But
Yep.
also made me start to think about things such as like other things that you do see too that could be very influential, like people that talk about like self love and like looking at those things. Because I know at one point I cleaned out my social media from seeing things that I didn't want to see
Me
and
too.
came to things that were more healthy for my mind. So I think also too, as I grew, from 20s into my 30s and like really filtering the things that I really wanted to see, I think it helped with that. Seeing more things in regards to like mental health and self love and meditation,
Yeah.
um, and
It
learning to,
does help.
yeah, and being able to do things like for myself and by myself. I love being by myself
Mm-hmm.
and doing things by myself and for myself. Not to say that I no longer would want to have a partner. Yes, one day, but I'm not in a rush to make that happen when the time is right. The time is right. But
Mm-hmm.
compared to how the old me and just being like, but also I know at that time too, I'm also thinking about the things that I've gone through and the people that I were with and how they treated me and how it wasn't, how it made me feel and how I wanted to be treated in the relationship and looking at someone else that, it felt like they were being treated better than I was.
Mm-hmm. It's
um,
all an assumption based off of a picture. Like if you think about society, I mean, I said society. If you think about psychology, if you ever had a psychology class, I don't know the terminology for it, but we all had that picture that your teacher would show you, and you say, "What do you see?" And then you respond, and then they say, "Okay, actually, it's this." So it's all our perspective or perception of what we see. So you're seeing this picture of a couple out having a great time. Perfect example, pause. Perfect example. If you've been on TikTok recently and maybe on Instagram, they have the picture versus the conversation. And then they show somebody having a great time or this nice meal on the table. And if it was just a picture, people were like, yes, y'all having a good time. Oh, that food looks so good. But then the conversation is, I can't stand him. He get on my nerves. Or I'm failing at life. I hate this. Ah. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so real because a lot of times, like even some relationships, you have these pictures and the picture looks great, but it's all tied to a negative experience. Like I remember, I forget who, some reality show, and in my experience too, I had a situation where every time I looked at a picture, it always triggered my mind to think of that argument we had earlier that day or right before we took that picture. So on social media, they don't know that when that picture is posted. I can't remember who it was, but they told me that their Instagram looked so perfect, or I was watching reality TV. Portia Williams, she was saying,
Always back to the housewife.
yes, always back to the housewives. Because she's going through a divorce right now, and then she said every time I posted a picture of me and Simon, like at our happy moments, it was because we were going through something rough at that time, or I wasn't happy. So I will
Mm.
post something, but to everybody else, to the masses, it looked like I was really happy, but I was not happy at that time in my relationship. So that too, and then I guess the encouragement that comes with it, like, yeah, girl, I'm happy for you. Da, da, da. And then the psychology of it is like, I should be happy for myself because other people don't have this. Like I remember another personal thing. I used to go out to eat all the time in one of my relationships, all to eat all the time. But I didn't like that relationship. I was not happy. And one of my friends, she wasn't happy in her relationship too. And she would be like, oh, I love that y'all go on dates all the time. You seem so happy. You get this, you get that. And I wish I had that in my relationship. So the psychology of it was like, dang, should I be grateful that I am going out to eat, even though we arguing at the table? Or like we were arguing on our way there? Like other girls don't have this. Should I be happy that I'm going to this fancy spot? Or should I cut it out because I'm not happy here? So again, you really never know what people are going through.
That
So
that whole part. That come on. You literally
never
never
know.
know. Unless
Hmm.
you know them personally, you never know.
Yeah. And when you know them personally, it hurts to see that. Like,
Hmm.
stop trying to psych yourself. I mean, I'm gonna let you go through this, but I know you're not happy. So when you're ready to be honest with yourself, I'll be there for you to cry on my shoulder. But girl, I can tell you've been crying and you need somebody to talk to. Girl. Okay, so with behavior, one thing that AI said is people experiencing FOMO might constantly check social media, compulsively reach out to others, or feel compelled to participate in events or activities just to avoid missing out. So the compulsivity is high because a lot of times I've been guilty of it. I'm not gonna hold you. When I know somebody is at an event that I wanted to go to, or out of the country doing something that I wanted to do, or living a lifestyle that I'm like, dang, I wish I had that lifestyle. I'm always like checking, looking at their story, seeing what they're up to. For what? I don't know, but it's some kind of FOMO, right? And it's kind of like it's kind of weird behavior at the same time, unless you're looking for, okay, this person is in Italy. I want to go to Italy. I want to watch just to get ideas of what they're experiencing, but just to be watching,
To
just
put your
because,
make you feel bad.
yeah, it's weird because then you feel that way. You feel like poop after, like, oh, I'm not good enough, and you beat yourself up. The compulsively reaching out to others, I've never done that, but I know people who did do it, like people who living a certain lifestyle that that person wanted to live or wish they lived, they will like reach out to them and try to be their friend. Like, oh, let's hang out, let's catch up, da, 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 whatever. And they're doing it because they see the lifestyle that they live. And then the last part that I want to say regarding the behavior is, prior to the pandemic, I was that year before the pandemic hit. I was gone. I went to Punta Cana. Then I went to Chicago. Then we went to Atlanta. No, then we went to Thailand. Then I went to Atlanta, and I feel like I went somewhere else too. I was out, and that year, like these people were already following me on social media, but never had these people asked to hang out with me. Never had these people checked in to see how my day was. Let's go grab lunch. Nothing, and it was cool. I was like, oh. these people want to hang out. I would want to hang out too. But once the pandemic hit, it was quiet, and then it was also quiet after. So I came to the realization maybe these people see how I'm living life or traveling, and now they want to be a part of my social group because maybe they want to join the social travel club that they think I'm a part of, or try to figure out how these things are working. So I've witnessed it, and I've experienced, and I wouldn't say it's weird. I would say it's uncomfortable because you're using me, or you're using that person just because you see they have more. Like, if that was stripped away, like in my experience, it was stripped away, we couldn't travel anymore. Do you still want to talk to me and hang out, or you just trying to, you see what I have and you're trying to, you want that for yourself, so you're trying to like cling on so you can build that for yourself?
Yeah, I've definitely had some people compulsively reach out to me, and I'm not even sure if it's because of FOMO, but it could be on their end. But based on them seeing how I'm living my life and the things that I was doing, people I haven't heard from since maybe high school reaching out and asking me for money. Excuse me? First of all, what makes you think I got it like that?
Wow.
Second of all, I don't even give my sisters money like that. So for you to reach out to me just to randomly think I'm gonna give you $100, you was bold to ask me. I don't even know you like that.
So was it just because, or was it like, hey, my family's going through this, or I'm going through that, do you have an extra to spare?
They didn't even give me a backstory. They were just like, "Hey, girl, how you doing? Can I ask you a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you send me X amount of dollars?"
Did you ever send it?
Absolutely not. I left them on red.
That
I
is so
didn't say no.
uncomfortable.
I was just like, I haven't spoke. And mind you, that was how the whole message was. It was like, "Hey, how are you doing? I hope all is well.
Hmm.
Can you do me a favor and send me?"
That was all in one
That
text.
was all in one message. I never even responded to say how I was doing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no.
Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. Because you think all is going well because of the places I'm going and the things that I'm doing and the things that I'm seeing.
Not knowing how much effort you're putting into saving so that you can do those things.
That part, I've definitely had people ask me like, "Hey, how are you able to do all of these things? You're always doing something. You're always going somewhere." I'm always saving, and,
Hmm.
and sometimes in me saving, I have to say no to certain things. So in order to keep that money in my pocket or put that money in my savings,
Yep. Yep.
because I'm like, in the end, I'm going to this country. I don't have to go to that party. The money I'm gonna spend going to that party, let me go ahead and put it towards this trip.
Hmm.
Come on.
So let's get into some questions. Um, what do you do to minimize FOMO? And how can you turn FOMO into something positive?
Ooh, I like that question. So what?
I was gonna say I just got older and more mature.
That part, but then also like putting my focus on myself. Because even how I just mentioned, like knowing that I'm saving money for something bigger. Like I know I have this big trip coming up. I would love to go to this party, but based on how much that ticket price is,
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to say no to that. Or a lot of things of what I do, like I plan a lot of things in advance. So a lot of things when they come last minute, sorry, I'm gonna have to pass on that. Like granted, it sounds great. I really want to go, but sometimes if it's not even something that's like um that I'm investing into that's going to like maybe like a networking event. If I found out about a networking event, I might bend a little bit. But if it's just
Hmm.
like something like a random like party or something like that, yes, I really want to go. I haven't gone in a while. But since I haven't gone in a while, I don't think me missing it this time is really gonna make a difference. I can take
Yeah.
that extra money for that ticket and put it towards something else. Because especially a part of like growing and getting older and knowing that I just have different responsibilities and I have to make sure I prioritize the things that I need to do first, and then I can spend my money on the fun. Like I don't want to make it seem as if like I'm not allocating my funds properly. Like bills come first. Roof over
Yeah.
my head and my bills, they have to come first. Like I don't have the luxury of not paying or choosing not to pay a bill. I don't
Mine
want to
is
street.
mine is responsibility aside, because I've always been responsible. Like, even in college, first credit card, I didn't even want to get my hair done anymore because I was like scared. Like, oh my God, I owe them money. I don't like owing people money. So for me, it was, I gotta put me first, Lucius. That's how it was. I was going on trips, going to parties, doing things that other people invited me to do. But it's like, okay, now I want to go to this place, and it's like my response from those people that I'm inviting is, oh, I don't really want to go. Oh, I don't really have the money for that. Oh, okay. And then the same thing for trips. I want to go to Dubai. Everybody knows Yaya wants to go to Dubai and Egypt. I'm now saving for that trip. But years before, when I would mention it, oh, me and my husband is doing this. Oh, me and my family is doing that. Oh, I don't have the dates for it. But you were just hyped up about your trip, or you invited me to your trip. It's like every time I want to do something, no one's there. But when other people want to do stuff, I'm there. So I think it was that 2018 when I noticed that, I'm like, forget that. And that's how my mom became my travel friend, because I felt people were doing that to her too. Oh, sorry, my light died, y'all. um, like my mom is always there, not just trips, but doing stuff, helping people move, helping people set up for their parties, doing different things. But when my mom wants to do something, no one's ever there for her. So that's why we went to Punta Cana together and everywhere else together, because I just get tired of that. So now it's okay. Last year I experienced missing out on a family trip to Florida for Christmas. My first reason why I said I couldn't go was because I didn't have enough vacation days to go. I don't work for a organization that cares about Christmas. You get Christmas Day off and that's it. Not Christmas Eve, not all those other days people get. So I'm like, okay, first of all, it's money to travel. And second, it's my time. Do I really want to go to this trip, or do I really want to go to Europe with my mom and my nephew? I really want to go to Europe and, experience that trip with my mom. And she's been saying that before you guys brought up Florida. So that's what I'm saving for. Um, so that's, I battle it out. Like, what do I really want to do? I know you really want me to come on this trip. I do too, but I've been saying I was going to do this. So I'm not going to cut my plans because you brought this up. I have to stay focused on my plans, and I'm still going to go whether you want to go or not.
Yeah, but
So that's where my mind is now.
that also helps to turn it into something positive. Like, yes, I can do this thing, but I'm not doing this thing so I can do this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, I have something that I'm looking forward to. So I think, like, not comparing yourself to others, yes, that's the main thing. But then
Hmm.
also, like, what are you giving yourself to look forward to? Yes, it might not be that trip that you saw them on, but what are you treating yourself to? Like, give yourself some other things to look forward to, so
Hmm.
you can, so you're not so focused and heightened on what other people are doing. What are you doing? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It may not be like the fancy trips. It could be like, did you treat yourself to dinner, take yourself to a movie, or just like things that you can afford for yourself, or like just small luxuries that you can add.
Not even just afford things that you want for yourself, because it's not always just money. But I was going to say the same thing that you said. I'm glad, because I was going to say it's not just trips, guys. It could be reading a book or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I said small luxuries. I mean, you still got to buy the book.
Yeah, or you could borrow. You can go to the library.
That is true too. For me, I gotta have my own copy, my own personal. But there
Hmm.
are definitely different options to the think that you would want to do for yourself. Not comparing yourself to other people.
Next question. How do you know when you're experiencing FOMO versus genuinely wanting to do something? I think I already answered that in the first part. Like, okay, am I really wanting to go to Florida with my family, or do I feel like I want to go now because I feel like I'm gonna feel like crap if I don't go, or I'm missing my nephew's first. This is my first Christmas not being with my mom or not being with my nephews, or do I really want to go? So like that battle is real. I'm not gonna hold you. It is real. Trying to figure it out. For me, it's harder when it comes to family because I am very close. Even though I don't like my family sometimes, but I am very close to my family. I enjoy spending time with them. So that's harder. But when it comes to partying, that's easier for me. So I think it depends on what you want in life, what you enjoy experiencing in life. If you go hard partying, or if you really, really want this career and you see that you're missing out, it may be harder in some aspects than others. But I will say self talk actually definitely helps me.
Yes, absolutely. I know it's FOMO for me when I feel like I'm going outside of my budget. Like, I'm about to buy money on this ticket when you can't afford it. Why would
Hmm.
I try when, or not even going outside of my budget when I gave myself a strict Like I already allocated these funds. That's I'm going to spend this much money on this and this much money on this. So granted, yes, I'm gonna be spending this money on this ticket, which I'm like, oh, I can spend it on this and not spend money on that. I'm thinking too much about whether or not I should spend the money. Opposed to just being like, oh yeah, I want to go. You know, I genuinely want to do this thing. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna think too much about whether or not I should get the ticket. And I probably shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Spending too much time thinking about it because I used to be afraid to say no.
Hmm.
I used to be like, dang, dang, I really want to go, but now I don't have no problem saying no, especially knowing that I have other things that I have to pay for. But there's nothing wrong with saying no. We can do something else together at another time. This specific thing I cannot do.
Yep.
People that love you and care about you, they're gonna understand that anyway. You know, it's not everybody has different lives, especially as we've realized and as we got older. Like, you know, I might not see you for another 2-3 months. It may be longer than that because you know the direction that people's lives are going. We're not gonna be able to always do everything.
Hmm. And that helped me. Like I saw other people doing that. Like I said earlier, other people do it to me, so I can say it back to them. Treat
Hmm.
other people's how you want to be treated. If somebody really want to be there or do something with you, they'll do it. But I'm not. I'm definitely not coming out of my money and being in debt just to try to chase somebody else and what they trying to do.
Right, and
Heck no.
saying no to you.
Yeah, no. So there's this thing called JOMO. I've not heard about it before, but I love it.
Man,
Yes, the joy of missing out. Have you experienced JOMO?
Joe Mo, the joy of missing
Like being so happy that you missed out on something.
out. I mean, honestly, yes, I can say like when somebody cancels some plans, and not to say that I didn't want to go to begin with, but it's also like I just get to relax. I
Hmm.
just get to relax. There's always so much going on, and there's things going on, and sometimes it just be like, yes, I was planning on going, but the fact that it's canceled now, I can just chill
Yeah,
for needed time with me. So I can honestly say, yes, I have experienced some JOMO because
yeah.
I got to stay at home and read that book or watch that show or take that bubble bath, you
Oh my
know?
gosh.
You know, I love me some bubbles.
And that's relatable. I think a lot of people that's listening, we love some canceled plans and being in bed doing nothing,
Right.
whatever that nothing looks like. Whether it's shut eye, whether it's trash TV. I love trash TV. Um, when I thought about Jomo, I thought about okay, like say Moni, Priscilla, Courtney, y'all all got plans, and then I'm the only one that doesn't go. Like it's not canceled, but I miss out because I
Mm,
can't afford, or maybe I have a doctor's appointment, whatever. I can't go. Um, I've experienced it on the back end. Like I'm trying to think of earlier because maybe not so much now, but I remember this one time you guys went to a party and yeah, we were in college. Y'all went to a house party, and I think you know what I'm going to say. And
yes, I know exactly what you're talking
y'all
about.
came back, and I don't know why I didn't go. Like at this age, I don't remember. Maybe I was doing homework or didn't want to pay the door fee or whatever. And y'all came back screaming, but like not screaming like like fearful, but like all talking about what happened at this party. And the freaking floor fell in. I remember that, and I was so happy I didn't go because like I could have been the one that's hurt at that party. Like, oh
Hmm.
my god! So that, along with other people's stories of you hear they went on this vacation and then you watching like dang like they having a good time in Jamaica, and then you hear like oh these negative things actually happen, and like thank God I did not go. Well, I'm so happy I missed out on that. So yeah,
Or they were arguing the whole time.
yes, they were arguing the whole time or just stuff that you don't want to be a part of makes me
Yeah,
joyous of missing out on that.
because I can honestly say I've never like wished plans would be canceled. Like I hope they cancel. Like that's not me. Like if I say I'm gonna commit to do something, I'm commit to do it. But it
Hmm.
is a nice relief to be like, that's all right. We can catch up. Let's find another date. That's all right.
Yeah, yeah,
We can
it's been the same for me too. Yep, yep. Because I with Trisha, we scheduled twice to hang out, and it was on me the first two times that I canceled. And I remember I was like, "Dang, I'm so tired. I can't cancel a third time. But if she cancel, I'll be okay with it." And she had to cancel because she was busy. But time it
yeah,
worked all out. We got to get together a day that we both weren't tired or busy and enjoy ourselves.
yeah. Even the last time we made plans, I was like, you know what? That's all right. It is okay. I got homework to do anyway. It's okay. We'll find
Yes,
a day.
the free time ain't as free when you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is: have you ever convinced yourself you were missing out on something only to find it wasn't that great? I kind of think we just answered that,
Yeah,
the
with
JOMO.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I do want to say, uh, when I was younger, I wanted to be, I always thought I would like find my college sweetheart, get married right after college, have babies by a certain age, do all these things by a certain age. And now I'm glad, like I think you mentioned it earlier, I'm glad that that didn't happen that way for me, because what I have been happy with that person, but I have been happy with that lifestyle. There's so many people who are married with children now. Not everybody, but sometimes they like, dang, I love seeing how free you are. And I'm like, girl, what you talking about? Like, you get to get up and go. You don't have to think about your children. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. And I guess the joy of missing out now is I get up, I get ready, I go to work. I don't have to get up, get my kids ready, get them to school, rush from work to get them from school. Like, I get to enjoy that luxury that my mom didn't get to have, or other friends didn't get to have. Yes, I'm missing out on, I don't know if I'm fertile or not. I've not ever tried to have a baby, but I may potentially be missing out on being a mom, and I want to be a mom, or being married or things like that, because it didn't happen for me earlier. But right now, there's no regrets of enjoying life, going to concerts, spending money how I want to, and being selfish. Like, again, one time Nala and Noah were here, and I didn't realize, dang, it takes so much to get babies ready to just go across the street to the game room. So imagine having to get them ready for school, or do things, doctor's appointments, calling out to work and things like that. So that's a FOMO, or something that I thought I was missing out on, but now I appreciate that I it's not that time for me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've definitely had it happen to me more than a few times of me like was so excited to do this thing. I spent this money, go to this event only to be like, I did not need to be here. This is why. What who hired this
Because
DJ?
a
What
lot of times they look so much fun on
this
social
bullshit?
media.
Like
Yeah.
that's happened to me on more than one occasion. And just to be like, I was so pumped to come.
Yes.
I may on one hand I might have canceled something else to come to this thing. That's what you get.
Yep.
That's what you get. You should have stuck with your original plan. Now look, karma done bit you in the butt. Cause look,
Yes.
now look where you done landed.
Girl,
Now
it's
you
been it's been so many parties that, like, I'm like, I can't see myself spending that much money to go to a party and get the outfit and all the other stuff to go to that party. And then I hear from somebody else like, oh, they just, when the camera panned around, that's when they started dancing, or the food was try, or they just hype it up, because obviously they're gonna hype it up because they went. So they wanted to seem like the party that they spent their money on was a great time. So I remember one time experiencing it for myself. I'm like, this looks more fun on social media opposed to what it was in person.
they hyped
Yep.
it up. They convinced you to show up.
Yep. Yep. Do you think FOMO impacts your relationship with friends or significant other or family members?
I think it only does when they're not understanding. I
Mm,
feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm connected to the people who knows me and knows that I don't need to make up an excuse to not
mm-hmm.
do something. Like if I genuinely can't do something or I need to reschedule, it's genuine, and I'm gonna tell you the truth as to why. Because there's definitely like I don't get to see my family often. My family's on the other side of the country, and there's definitely been times where I've been like, you know what, I just don't have the money to be able to come. Like even just recently when I moved, I was supposed to go home for Christmas. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't afford to go to home for Christmas and move, and I had already bought my
It's a lot
ticket.
of money.
Right. And I had to think about like moving expenses. I was like, oh, I could put I literally was thinking, oh, I could put my stuff in storage and then I could go and then I could come back. Right. Like extra money being spent. So I really had to sit and think and be like, you know what, y'all? I'm just not going to be able to come for Christmas. I don't know when I'm going to be able to come, but because I'm moving, I have to make that my priority.
Mm,
Granted, I was really, really sad about it, but my family don't hate me. They understood. Granted, my sisters, they're sad about it too, but it's also
mm,
like, we just have to find another time. Even though sometimes I do feel like with me being so far away, that it does not necessarily impact the relationship in a negative way, but it's also just like I wish I just had that time. Like I don't want it to be one day like I wish I spent more time. I wish I spent more time. I do
yeah.
think about that sometimes. So eventually I will be closer, but like I feel like it's just a sacrifice that's being made. When it comes to that, even with friends too, is it takes a lot to try to get friends together nowadays, especially
Yes.
so many different moving parts in our lives. Like I feel like if there's no understanding there and no care, yeah, that if it's impacting in a negative way, we're not meant to be connected. That's
Yeah.
what I believe. I like there has to be that connection there to be like, you know what, it is okay.
Hmm.
It's okay.
I don't think I have a response to this. I think what you just said, if it's meant to be, it will be, but I don't really have a response, but I hear what you're saying and I agree with that. And that's okay. I don't
Okay.
have a I don't have a fear of missing out on this question. Our final question is how has FOMO negatively impacted your life or finances?
Whew, child. It's been deciding, oh, I'm gonna just put it on my credit card.
Mm,
I'm gonna just put it on my credit card. Knowing I don't have the funds in my account, I'm just put it on my credit card. That's what I got a credit card for. I'll pay it off eventually.
yeah.
But then not thinking about the interest or like the back end of it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then just having to deal with that down the line of like now I got all this credit card debt. Thank God for the score going up. I get so excited when I see every time my score go up, I do a little dance because there's been multiple reasons why my credit has been impacted. But some of it has been for me making the bad decision of being like, oh, I'll just put it on my credit card.
Yeah.
Ain't no big deal. I just boop, a little bit. I'll just pay it off. Um, only supposed to be using it for certain situations. Like I have certain cards for certain things, and when wasn't truly in the mindset of like being responsible and knowing that this is not an emergency situation or this is not something that you need to be using your credit card for. If you can't afford it, then you can't afford it.
Yeah. I think
Um,
the same thing for Klarna. Excuse me, for Klarna and aftercare, like even though it's not well, some people could have the credit card for it, but a lot of people like, oh, I put this on Klarna, I put this on that. I'm saying this because it may be young people listening, and I think you sharing what you just said is good for youngsters. Like if you cannot afford it, don't go into debt um thinking, okay, I have it on my credit card. Don't spend money that you don't have.
mhm,
Um, and credit cards should be used to pay off to build up your credit.
right.
And also, you should only, like, even if they give you, okay, your limit is $5,000 or $20,000, you don't have all of that. You only have a certain percentage of that to use before it can negatively impact your credit score. The same thing with Klarna. Like, I just love being able to say, okay, everything in my house, in my car, on my body that I'm wearing is mine. I don't owe anything to Klarna. I remember when I had bought my partner a really nice gift. At that time, I ain't had the money, so I had to use Klarna to be able to pay it. And
Mhm,
in my head, I was like, "Dang, it's not really his yet. It's in his room, but it ain't his yet because it belonged to Klarna." I made my payment, so it has good good to it if you use it well. So if
mhm.
you're
Just make your payments on time.
yeah, like, well, no matter your age, you could be very young, but you could be older than us hearing this too. Just be financially responsible.
Mhm,
I've not experienced it, but I can just imagine how many friendships have broken out or whatever the case may be because you go on that trip with friends that you can't afford it and then you're using their money up or whatever the case may be. And then you have a falling out because you were so afraid of missing out that you tarnished your relationship because you're trying to fit in.
mhm.
Stop trying to fit into stuff that you don't fit into.
Yeah,
Everybody has their different lifestyle and everything like that.
yeah. Or there's some people having the mindset, "Oh, I'll just pay him back. I'll just pay
Yeah.
him back." It's still money that you have to spend. It's not like you don't like if you don't have it now,
How you
why?
gonna catch up later? I
That
don't
is
get
the
that.
question I always have. Like you don't have it now, but you gonna have it later. Like make it make sense.
And you still got bills and you still got this and you still got that. How you gonna catch
You
up to
still
me?
have
That's why I
to
don't
pay.
lend out money if I can't afford to miss it. I'm not lending it.
Exactly. So I'm like, look, I was like, you must have some really really great friends because I don't imagine them seeing you giving them that money back like that
Yeah.
with all the other financial things that you have to take care of. But hey, you're not being financially responsible, so you probably end up paying them back first. Who knows? I don't
Hmm.
know.
Like I know family members, even like we talked about with Claire. You actually, I heard somewhere else people at the funeral writing in the book, like you write your farewells or whatever, saying he still owe me $20. Or I remember that one time I gave this person a car or whatever. Like, you don't want to die. Like, have somebody. I don't want to die and people thinking that about me. Mind you, I'm dead. I don't care. My mind is not. I'm dead, but I don't want anybody to have those lasting memories of, "Dang, I remember Yaya owed me this or she did that or whatever the case may be."
Yeah.
So I don't want to have any falling out. If you're my friend and you understand that, oh, I can't go because I already had this planned or I don't have the money to or whatever. Like, we've had try to do things with friends or associates on different occasions, and they literally said, I can't right now because I'm not financially, like, right now this isn't the best time for me or whatever. And we can respect that. Okay, let's do something at one of our houses and watch TV there. Like, it doesn't always have to be this financial thing.
Yep.
So yeah. And that brings our hot topic segment to a close.
Ding, 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 ding. That's
Yeah.
it. And now we are going to head on over into dorm stories.
Feel like I'm on the game show. Dun, 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 dun.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? In today's dorm story segment, telling a story about FOMO, but taking it back to a blast from the past.
Blast from the past. Okay,
Blast.
Jimmy Neutron.
So the story I'm gonna tell, I was in high school. And not to say I was bad or anything like that, but I had took a chance because there was this party that I really, really, really wanted to go to. Everybody was hyping it up.
Oh
XYZ.
Lord, I'm nervous.
Oh, such and such gonna happen. This gonna pop up. You know what I'm saying? Might have been a little cutie down there that I want to go see. I gotta be there, right? So my friend of mine at the time, she really wanted to go too. She was like, "Oh, you know what we could do? You know, you can come to my house. You know, say we're going to the movies. I don't know, whatever. But instead of going to the movies, you know, we can slide through. We can go to this party, and then you come back to my house afterwards. Like, nothing happened. I was like, okay, that's not a good idea. Mind you, it's the first time I've ever thought of doing anything like this. Like, I never lied, tried to go somewhere that I wasn't going to, that I never wasn't doing. I was like, you know what? It can't be that bad. I hear about people doing this all the time. Like, I go to her house all the time. She come to my house all the time. What could really happen, right? Mind you, my father told me on multiple occasions, no, you can't go to this party. No, you can't go to this party. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why I couldn't go to this specific party. So, you know, we put the plan into play. Hey, Dad. My father can attest to this. He'll probably laugh at this when he hears it back. But he can attest to this. I said I was going to go to my friend's house. We was going to go to the movie. I can't remember what movie it was. We was going to go to the movies. But of course, instead of going to the movies, we go to the party. Mind you, go to the party. Everything is legit. We had a great time. We dancing. It was lit. It was one of the best parties I had ever went to. Like for my high school year, like, yeah, this was something we're going to talk about for years. Oh, but indeed, it really did become something to talk about. We walked out that party, the let out, people was heading home. Somebody got up on top of a truck, whipped out a gun. I don't remember what happened or why they pulled it out.
Yeah.
All I know is I don't know who they was talking to, who they was arguing with. Shots went off.
Oh my gosh. You were a kid?
I was a child. I was still a child.
Oh my
I wasn't 18
gosh.
yet. I never ran so fast in my life. Thankfully, I wasn't too far from home. But like I had to run a good like 15 minutes to get there, but I never stopped running. I never looked back. All I remember was seeing that gun, shots went off, and I ran for my life.
Dang.
Like, I think that was like the pullback for me to never lie again about going somewhere. If my parents say I can't go somewhere, I just didn't go. I mean,
Dang.
that was the hard lesson. Something could have happened to me. Somebody could happen to somebody that I knew. Like that was and I ended up going home and telling the truth because I ran up.
Life lessons.
I could not. I was out of breath. I was out
Mm-hmm.
of breath by the time I got home. But I was so thankful that I had my life.
Yeah.
And I telling my dad the truth of what happened. I was like, look, you told me I couldn't go, and this is what happened. That was my own lesson learned for myself.
Mm.
My own lesson learned. And I was like, granted, I'm in there. I'm not thinking nothing could possibly happen. And my dad had his reasons. He knew the people that was going to be around in that area, like things that would happen or things that could go down and why
Yeah.
I shouldn't go. And I decided I wanted to be fast and do my own thing anyway. And look what happened.
Dang.
A hard lesson learned, but I thank God that nothing actually happened to me and definitely to nobody that I knew on
Yeah.
that night. But that was definitely a hard lesson for me. But it was just sometimes they say like, you know, hard head make a
Hard booty.
yes.
Oh yeah, soft booty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Dang,
sometimes
girl.
go through the motions and actually learn your lesson. And I definitely learned mine that day. I never went anywhere else
Hmm.
to do anything like that ever again. I sneak for what? We need to sneak for. I never tried to sneak to do nothing again.
Yeah, Leon Thomas has this song called Sneak. I like that song.
What is it called?
It's called Sneak.
Oh.
Sneak, sneak. I like that song. But yeah, dang, that sounds very scary. It reminds me of the time when we went to the party in Atlanta and they started shooting. I
Yeah.
was so scared, girl. But I'm glad that you learned your lesson. And you gotta listen to not all parents, but when somebody loves and cares for you, they're saying something for a reason. And maybe, I mean, back in the 90s, parents didn't really give you an answer of why, but sometimes having those conversations of why, like, why can't I go? But then sometimes the kids don't be listening either. Like, you tell them something, you're like, oh, I ain't gonna get hurt. That ain't gonna happen to me. Like, why do you think you bulletproof? Yeah. So I do actually have something. So I mentioned earlier the fear of missing out of finding love, being in a relationship, getting married, having the kids. This connects to digital. So digitally, I would see people who were my age or around that age group having a story that quote unquote I wanted, finding their college sweetheart, getting married, having the children, going to church together, having lavish things, living the life, families enmeshed, everything that I would think that I would love. Picture perfect lifestyle, family. And I would complain to my guy best friend and my sissy all the time about like, I wish I had this or I wish I had that. Or why don't guy like this guy want me? Or why am I not good enough to get proposed to? Or all these other things. And then they're like, I think he got mad or annoyed, like, yeah, stop comparing to yourself to other people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know this, that, or whatever. And it just so happened, I guess, the story that God had for my life for me finding out stuff. It was two specific relationships that I was looking at. One, I found out that that couple, the wife would go to church every Sunday. The husband only went to church whenever his family or her family were in town visiting, or if it was like Easter Sunday or Christmas. But on social media, it looked like they went together all the time.
Oh wow.
Also found out that he was cheating. He was an avid. He always cheated on her in college, after college, whatever. Whenever he was seen around town, he never had on his wedding band. But whenever the family was in town or Easter or Christmas, he would have on his wedding band. So you think, based off of social media, things look perfect, but the people that lived in that town as them and see these things and went to the same church, they like, no, girl, this is the real tea. So stop comparing yourself to this marriage because it ain't what it is. He don't help take care of the kids. He don't do this, but he puts up this facade when these people are around. Another couple found out like she's so beautiful. He's so hot. Like they look like this hot couple, like perfect, picture perfect, great jobs, everything. But behind the scenes, she's getting her butt whooped. He beats on her for no reason. Like she's wearing all his makeup because she's hiding the bruises. So again, you're wanting these things, this beautiful, glamorous lifestyle, picture perfect kids. Oh my god, they're so cute. Lifestyle is cute, but you never really know. So now, like I think you mentioned it earlier, I used to be like, dang, why can't I find this or why can't I find that or have this relationship and have that? I thank God so much that relationships in the past that I've experienced did not work out or that I didn't settle just to have this storyteller or whatever the case may be because I do know some couples that like I got married too early or I
Mhm.
wish I would have experienced this or I don't even like this person, I'm just sticking it out because of this. I'm glad that that's not my story. So I did have fear of missing out, but now I have the joy of missing out on those because now there's so much appreciation with partners now that okay, if I didn't have that hurt or that story in the past, would I have the appreciation that I have now dating, or would I have that appreciation and value for myself now? So I don't know. I used to feel like crap or like not worthy way before because of what other people valued or didn't value of me. But now I'm just like I'm so happy of where I am now. So That's my story of FOMO, and which has turned into JOMO.
Heavy on the Jomo.
Heavy
Heavy
on the
on
JOMO.
the
That
Jomo.
sounds like food.
I'm pretty sure whoever wanted to go to that party and found out he had got shot up, they're probably like, oh well, I'm
Glad I didn't go.
glad I didn't go.
Yep.
Glad I did not go.
Yeah, that was cool.
All right. Well, that brings our dorm story to a close. We're gonna head on over into the community news. Don't be trying to say what I'm gonna say. Don't be making fun of me. Let's go. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. It's time for announcements. Made it to the end of the episode. Woo-hoo. Yeah.
And if you scroll to this part, I fear that you missed out. Go back and listen to the previous segments of this episode.
What you did there. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Thank
Again,
you.
shout out to Miss Akila Lau, my sister, for bringing us this
Bum, bum, bum,
episode.
bum.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. We would had you not brought it up, we wouldn't even thought about it. I wasn't
I
thinking about
wasn't thinking about it. Yeah.
it. So thank you, thank you. Shout out to you, girl, for bringing it to us. Now we done brought it.
Yes.
Now we done brought it to
Oh,
us.
Kiki should, if she was like stayed up to date with things, like, gossip, celebrity gossip or something like that, she should have a show called Aquila and the Tea. That's cute. That would be cute.
Aquila and the tea. Aquila and
Yes, that would be cute. Give us the tea, girl. So if you are not already, make sure that you follow us on social media. We do have an Instagram where we share what episodes are coming up, some snippets of that podcast episode, and we have some reels. So if you want to see things that Mommy and I are posting, make sure that you follow us on our social media social media platforms to get the tea from us.
Yes, and while you are on those social media pages, go ahead and leave us a review. Let us know what you like listening to. You got some topic ideas for us? Let us know. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? You can leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can leave a review on YouTube. You can leave a
yep,
review on our Instagram page. You want to send us a DM or email? You can do that too. You can
yep.
do that too. But we want to hear from you. All reviews and love are super, super appreciated. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
y'all that have done so as of late. I definitely love hearing the feedback that you have, or even just hearing that you tuned in and you listened. Love it.
Yep.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yep. And while it is live, be sure to check out our website, which is loveloud.com. That's LOVELOUDD.com. You have to put the two D's. I forget if I'm going to spell something, I'm going to spell it all out. You can catch up on our old blogs. You can find out what's going on with us, read old reviews that we received from people, and see our merch while we still have it. Some things are gone out of stock. I saw the extra small of the crop top is no longer in stock. So yeah, get it while you can. Get it while it's hot.
What she said? Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy. We got bills to pay. Bills. Can you pay them? And that's it for our announcement. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you send the link to this episode
Yes.
to a friend.
Share it.
Share it.
Share it.
It's free.
Matter of fact, do it right now.
Do it right now.
While you listening, go ahead and copy the link wherever you listening. Go ahead and share it. Share it to
Yep.
one person.
Those three little dots on the top, click that. Share this episode.
Episode,
Yep.
please.
Do that.
I don't want to have FOMO because I'm thinking we don't want nobody having a fear of missing out on the episode. So just go ahead and share.
Her.
Go ahead.
Yep.
So that they don't have to worry about all of that because you helped them out.
Yes. And with that, we'll be back in your ears in 2 weeks. Stay black.
Stay proud. And bye bye.
Bye.